Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to FreeCodeCamp. We're going to do learn recursions by building a decimal to binary converter. And recursions is a programming concept where functions call itself. This could reduce the complex problems into simpler subproblems until they become straightforward to solve. So in this project, we'll be building a decimal to binary converter using JavaScript, and we'll learn basic concepts like recursion, explore the call stack, and build out a visual representation of a recursion process through a animation. So you can follow along on FreeCodeCamp. So let's get started. So if we add a decimal number, it'll make it into a binary. So step one, it says in this, I already read this before. So all the HTML and CSS is provided, and it says we're gonna use the get element by ID method to get the input with the ID of number input and store it in a variable called number input. So we're gonna work backwards. We're gonna make the variable called number input. So number input is equal to document. So document dot get element by, oh, we forgot the const. So const number input is equal to document dot get element by ID, and the ID will be number dash input, just like this. And it says use the same method to get the button element with the ID of convert button. Store it in a variable called convert btn. So we're gonna create another const called convert button, which is going to be equal to document dot get element by ID method, which gets the element by ID, and the ID will be number dash, or actually it will be convert dash button btn. And we're going to get an h2 element with the ID of result, store it into a variable called result. So let's do that next. So I'm going to do const result is equal to document dot get element by ID, and the ID will be result, just like this. So now step two, it says we're gonna do the same setup, or you'll do some setup to check if the value of the number input element whenever the user clicks the convert button. So first we're gonna create an empty function called check user input. So we're gonna do, I don't know if you're gonna do an arrow function or a regular. So we'll just do arrow. So const check user input is equal to parentheses and then the arrow function. Let's see if we could do it the other way. So function check user input. Oh, let's go back. Oh, I want to see if we could use the regular function as well. So function check user input. Yeah, we could use both ways. And I'm gonna stick with the arrow function. So user input is equal to all this. So now step three, it says a good way of testing that everything is working is to log the value attribute of number input to the console. So as a reminder, you could access the value attribute of the element by using dot or bracket notation. So within the check input function, use a console log to console log the value of the number input to the console. So right now we're inside the check user input, and it says to use a console log, so console.log, and we want to check the value of the number input, and I am going to use dot notation. So number input dot value. So I'm going to copy this again, reset. I want to see if I can use the bracket notation. So number input value. Hmm. So I'm not sure about the bracket notation, but I am gonna stick with the dot, just like this. So now step 4, it says to, now that you checked our check user input function is set up for testing, you could use the event listener to call the function when the users click on the convert button. So chain the add event listener method to the convert button. The event should listen for a click event and take reference to the user check user input function as a callback. So remember that function references does not called with the parentheses. So once that's done, so once we have all this done, when we click the convert button, the value of the number input should be logged to the console. So we could do, it wants us to chain the add event listener method to the convert button. So let's do that first. So we're going to convert button dot add event listener, and this takes two arguments. First is going to be whether it's a click or something else. So it says we're going to listen for a click. So the first argument is going to be whatever we're listening for. So click on this convert button, and then it's going to take a reference. And then take a reference to the check user's input function as a callback. So then we can make a callback to the check user input, just like this. And this will run the check user input with the click on the convert button. So if we open our console and I click convert, hmm, hmm, it says method should take a check user input as a callback. So maybe because we don't have check user in there, or maybe it was right, we don't have the curly braces. Let's restart this. So it says to chain the add event listener method to the convert button dot. So let's see if we have anything right. So just copy and paste that. That was right. We do add event listener, and then it's gonna take a click, and the second parameter will be a callback of check user input. So oh, it says we do not need the parentheses. So we could do check user input just like that. Or maybe even arrow function. Hmm. Alright, so just check user input. I'm not sure why I was making a callback function because this is already a callback. So yeah, should we just check user input? So now you will see step 5 in the next video.